Welcome back to the Changing Earth podcast with author Sarah F. Hathaway and co-host Chen Gibson. Blending survival, fiction, and fact to bring you entertaining education that will help you dream, survive, and thrive. And now, here's your host, Sarah F. Hathaway and Chen Gibson.
Hello, and welcome back to the Changing Earth podcast. This is episode number 487. We're creeping on that 500 mark. Hey, Chen, what's up?
Hey, chin's up, y'all.
So, I got Chen roped into doing his Masterclass tonight. He is so excited. Let me tell you.
Y'all better make some coffee and get a comfy chair.
That's right. Well, I never make it over to classes at prepper camp. I'm always at my booth or teaching and getting classes. And so I have one of these Meshtastics, and I don't even know like what to really do with it. So I know you find great value in them. So
this was just a scheme to get me to finally teach you how to do it.
Yeah.
Because at camp, I'm always running back and forth saying, yeah, I'll be right back. I'll show you. I'll be right back.
Right. I'll hook it up. I'll show you. Like, no. Yeah. It was all part of my diabolical plan to get you to teach me how to use this thing. So, yeah.
Well played.
Yeah. We got some good Changing Earth news, but if we don't get to it, we don't get to it. It is a big deal, I guess, for the, we lost a lot of lives in October. It was a crazy month. So we'll try and get there. But yeah. So, my baby chickens are finally producing. I'm getting like almost a dozen eggs a day now again.
Wow. Yay. That's crazy. So do you like freeze dry them or?
No, you know what I do? I give them to my neighbors and like my martial arts instructor and
Build goodwill.
Yeah, it's a great way to get to know your neighbors. We got some new ones down the street, and then we make a lot of like deviled eggs, and we eat a ton of egg meals, custards, and whatnot. Yeah. And so I've been living life high on the hog. Fletch is training to be the chef now, so he's like, the food is so good. I'm not even kidding. He does a great job. So I'm a happy mom. Yeah. My game plan is, though, to make it so I have a food source for my chickens so that it is self-sustainable without having to buy so much feed, because that would be the issue, grid down, that kind of thing. So we're getting there. We got plans. I always got plans.
Right.
Yeah. How about you? You getting the trees all cleaned up from Helene finally, or?
No, actually, I haven't done much with that since I got back. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no.
Yeah, what a mess.
I need to get back out there.
What a mess. I was, there was still a lot of scars. There was a lot of cleanup when we were there in September, so it was good to see everybody kind of coming together. And you guys have that crawling bush that pretty much took care of a lot of the erosion worries.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. What is that? God, I can't remember the name of it.
Kudzu,
yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Kudzu. So maybe in this case it's a good thing, because usually I know it's not. But
yeah, I don't think I have any of my property yet, but dang, I see it when I go into town.
Yeah. So big concerns right now. My mom's out traveling, and we have all this stuff going with the SNAP benefits. And
have you seen anything kick off with that yet?
I haven't, but
I did a couple quick searches and haven't seen anything yet. So.
At this point, I don't think that I think balances are still lingering, right? So there's been some interesting
I heard that
numbers.
they're not. It's not like one day it all drops. They roll out. So across the whole nation, it's not like one day that all gets funded.
And then one day it's not there anymore.
Thank goodness. Mm-hmm. I mean, that would be horrible if everybody that had one was. And
I think some states are going to be able to fund it for a little bit too. So hopefully that will kind of splatter the fallout from it. I was looking at because I watch Valuetainment a lot, and he was showing the the numbers, the ethnicities of the people that are on those benefits, and I was like,
I saw that.
Whoa. I thought that was for Americans. I mean, I don't know. But,
and the answer is not to figure out how to continually fund this SNAP program. The answer is how to educate people to get off it.
Right. And how to get our communities and people used to being charitable again, using our food banks, using the resources that are there to be able to feed these people instead of the SNAP benefits.
It's not a long-term solution.
And they have problems they have programs like Wix and stuff. And when you're on Wix,
that got funded though,
right? You can only buy cheese. You can only buy milk. You can only buy certain things that are literally for sustaining you in a healthy way while you're pregnant or milking, or breastfeeding. So, I don't understand why the SNAP benefits can't do something similar to that where you're
It is to some extent, right? It's just not as tight as what you're saying.
Yeah. So crazy stuff. We'll see what happens. I've been in the preparedness community for over a decade. Even before that. And so many things there. Oh, this is coming. That's coming. This is coming.
I know,
that's coming.
Right?
So, you kind of learn to take it with a grain of salt. Make sure that your preps are always on point. So you're never going, I need to get to the store before, you shouldn't be that person. Especially if you've been listening to my show for over a decade. But, make sure that you're shored up. And I would definitely recommend a heightened situational awareness when you're at grocery stores and whatnot.
We were telling both of our moms that they need to be don't go unless you have to until you see how this shakes out. And if you go into a town or a social environment, just keep an eye on everything.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to just put it down and walk out.
Bail out if you have to. No shame in the game.
Nope.
Much better to be safe than sorry at this point. And when you're not eating, that makes for some really difficult times.
Yeah.
So the other thing that I saw that kind of concerned me was, a group of people comes into your town to hit up your grocery store or whatever, and then all of the sheepdog, good-spirited people go, well, I'm going to go protect my store, my, local Walmart or whatever. Well, first of all, they have insurance for those kind of things as a business. We don't like to see it happen, for sure. I know you want to protect your town. But on the whole, I hate to say it this way, but the Democrats are getting out of jail way faster than conservatives.
Yeah.
So if you get in an altercation, you go to jail. It's not good.
Yeah, I don't think your chances would be that good protecting a bag of rice and a carton of milk.
Right.
If you're protecting somebody's life.
Absolutely. That's a different scenario.
That's one thing, but I don't know if unless it's your business.
Right. So just be careful, be watchful, because we don't want to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and then you're not there.
Yeah, because if you get taken out into the legal system, you're not there for your family.
Right. Exactly. And it's an expensive journey to be on. So everybody just keep that in mind.
Yeah.
All right. So enough forewarning. Let's jump into some Meshtastic so that Chen can teach me how to use this thing. All righty. Here we go.
Okay, so funny thing about this class is the very first time I taught it was the day after Helene hit North Carolina. And we were all huddling around, and I pulled this. We actually got everything back, got the tents put back up, got generator power on, and we could do our classes. So I show this slide, and I had a full class, a full tent, and then the very next slide I showed was this, and I asked anybody in the class, does anybody have this on their phones right now? Of course, everybody did. We all had one of those chuckles that isn't really a funny chuckle.
Right. And, it's I wish I had it. But, yeah.
That started my very first class teaching Meshtastic.
Ironic.
So yeah. So what do you do when you don't have anything? Now, since that first class, I've learned comms is just like anything else in prepping. Comms is built on a pace plan. You have backups to your backups to your backups. So just like you have backups to, home security or backups to transportation, you need to have backups to how you're going to communicate and get information from outside your circle, your direct location. So this pace plan is my pace plan. It doesn't have to be your pace plan because you have to decide what you have to use and what works good in your location. But for me, my everyday use is a cell phone. It's just easy to use. After that, both my wife and I have license for ham, and we have license for GMRS radios. So that's our alternate. Every time I go into town, I have my cell phone in my pocket, and I have my walkie-talkie, which does ham and GMRS. So I can talk to my wife by radio if the cell phones don't work. After that, we use Meshtastic. And after that, you're going to want to have plans in place to rally in person someplace. Mm-hmm. But that's kind of, just think about, don't depend on your cell phone. I've got a scanner app on my cell phone, or I've got Zello on my cell phone, that walkie-talkie app.
Right.
Those are great, and I use them. I use all that stuff. But if you don't have internet or you don't have cell phone service up, your phone is just where you keep your documents and your prepper books, right? That you can pull up. It's no longer going to be. It's going to be for reference. It's no longer to be a communication device. Okay. So, and what the class is about is Meshtastic, right? So, what is Meshtastic? It's a secure way of communicating. It's long distance. It uses low power. And it's open source, that's a real geeky avenue to go down. But basically, it says it's free to use, right, and you don't need a license. And being open source, techie people can go in and look at the code and make sure there's no backdoors or any spyware, stuff like that. So that's why it's good to be open source. And it runs on multiple platforms. So if you have a cell phone, you can use it that runs Apple, if you have one that runs Android, if you have a tablet that runs either of those software, if you have a computer that runs Windows or Mac or Linux, all those things can connect into Meshtastic and communicate amongst each other. So it's not like if you have a walkie-talkie that's Motorola that only does Motorola ham, you can't talk to somebody that only has a walkie-talkie that does, like a Cobra FRS walkie-talkie you got at Walmart. They won't talk to each other. Here you can across all the different. Yeah. So this shows basically how Meshtastic works. Yes, you can use a phone. Yes, you can use a tablet or a computer, like I said. But the only thing that the phone, tablet, computer is being used for is basically your monitor, and so you can see, like your TV, so you can see what messages are being sent and received, and your keyboard, so you can actually type. But the Meshtastic use what they call a node. Basically, that's just a radio. It's a small little radio that you carry that connects to your phone by Bluetooth, and your phone again becomes the screen and the keyboard. And the node is what is the radio that sends signals out to the universe, right? So that is what's doing all the heavy lifting. That's like remember the old desktop days, you had the computer up on your desk or underneath your desk. That was the brains of the computer. And then you had a keyboard and a screen.
Yeah, when you had like your own server.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So the node is your little radio. So you'll have a node. And then Sarah will have a node, and then I'll have a node. So the audience has a node, I have a node, and you have a node, Sarah, right? So I can talk to you, and you can talk to the audience. But the benefit of Meshtastic is every node repeats the message. So it goes to me to you, but I really didn't want you to get the message. I wanted the audience to get the message, right?
Right.
So you do us a favor and you rebroadcast that message out.
Right. And that's not anything like you have to do. It's just once your node's active.
Right. When your node is right. And so we can deep dive this. You can set your node to repeat or not repeat.
Okay.
And you can set channels that are private. There's the nodes come with a public channel as the default channel. And that's like channel 19 on the old CB radios, right? So anybody can talk on it, anybody can listen to it. So just be careful what you say on that channel. Uh-huh. But you can add custom channels, which are private. And only, if you remember at camp, I was telling everybody about the Prepper Camp channel, Meshtastic channel that I had set up. And anybody that added that to their list of channels on their Meshtastic node could talk to all the other people in the group that had added that channel. Gotcha. And anybody that didn't have that channel didn't even know that the messages were being sent.
But it could still skip through their Meshtastic.
Yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Okay.
So really the only reason why people would set it to not repeat is if they're jerks or if we get so congested in an area. I know parts of Europe are having, because they were early adopters, and they were having this problem where everybody had it set to repeat, and it was getting too many messages. Bing, 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 bing. Just think about a room full of ping pong balls that were just bouncing all over the place, and they were getting collisions, and the packets weren't going through. Gotcha. So, for the most part, just leave it. You're doing a good community service by having it set to repeat.
Okay.
And I'm doing Sarah's service by having mine set to repeat, because you might get to your husband through me.
Right.
Just by mine being on.
Yeah. If you're in the middle and I couldn't reach him on my own, but because of you, it'll skip to him. Okay.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So
the more people we get rid of
Meshtastic. It uses low power. I mean, there's the little nodes can run, depend on which one you get and what size battery it has, but it can run a day or two I've had them run a good week, maybe 2 weeks on these little, like what's pictured there. Yep. I've got a node like what's pictured, that tan one that's pictured. And it ran almost 2 weeks on one charge.
Crazy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So next phone. So again, what we're talking about nodes the next few slides are just going to be examples of nodes. MusicWorks is a store on the internet, musicworks.com, I think. And they sell that node. If you remember Prepper Camp, that's what you got for a speaker guest, right?
Right.
Yeah. So,
and I'm not actually reading anything on it, even though it does put up messages. I would want to.
Well, you can read the incoming message on that little screen. Okay. But it's horrible.
Yeah. It was really like DOS or something.
So that's why you have your phone as a bigger screen to interact with it. Here's a cool one that I have. I have this one. It's about the size of a credit card. The charge lasts about a day. So every night I just charge it back in, but it's waterproof, and it works almost as good as this one with the big antenna, almost as good. So I like that because I put a little credit card sleeve on the back of my phone and I slide that node into it. So whenever I pick up my phone, it's like one unit.
There you go.
Yeah. So it works pretty slick.
Yeah.
And then, here's another one. This was a cool one. This one has a battery backup. So it charges your phone if you want it to. And it's one of those, some of the newer phones have the magnetic charge. Yeah. So that has that built in. So it's a phone charger and a Meshtastic node all in one. And the same thing, it magnetic clips onto the back of your phone.
That's cool.
I'm not saying any of those are the ones you want to buy. I'm just showing when I say Meshtastic node, there's different form factors, and you're going to pick the one that works the best for how, you carry it in a purse, you carry it in your, carpenter jeans, or you have it clipped onto the back of your phone, whatever works.
Yeah. That one we gave away was super like stripped down form of one.
Yeah. Yeah. That was the guts of it. That was like the erector set of Meshtastic.
Gotcha.
Nodes.
Yeah. I know Rose had
But the cool thing about that is you could put that in a little waterproof case and use it as a repeater, like put it in your attic or put it outside on a telephone pole or whatever. Yeah.
That makes sense.
So, so here we go. So once you get a node that you carry with you, so that node is basically your node. You assign it to you, and you're the only one that log into it and send messages back and forth. So Sarah's got her node. I've got my Chin's node, right? So those are destination nodes, right? So a message will go to you or a message will come to me, right?
Right.
So it's just like your cell phone. So I can call Sarah on the phone and nobody else gets a call, right? It comes to me as long as I dialed it correctly. But the other thing that you want to do is, I would suggest on your property, is have a node that you use as a true repeater, which you're not checking messages from. It's just up there sending and receiving traffic that's coming through, right?
Yeah.
So the best thing to do with this is if you have a solar panel on one of those nodes with some extra battery in it, and then you have an antenna that's mounted really high. Height is your friend. I know some people around Western North Carolina mount these solar nodes up with radio towers and cell towers. So we're getting like huge. I know on my node, I've seen traffic from over almost 200 miles away.
Crazy.
And that's on 3 hops. We'll get to what hops are, but that's on 3 hops, which is,
it's going to work better if you're in a flatter area, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you're in a flatter area and you put it up higher, it's going to work better.
Well, here, like there's one on Mount Mitchell, which is 6,600 feet high elevation. Mm-hmm. And then there's on a radio tower on top of that mountain is a node. And that thing's getting stupid, distances. Yeah. Now, of course, if you're on the backside of a smaller mountain, you might not get the traffic. Like I'm lucky enough that my house is on the top of a hill mountain.
Right.
And so I get a lot of traffic because but if somebody's down in a valley, they might not get it unless it's line of sight. So unless your location could see another node, whether it be a one just on the top of a little hill where you're at, or a water tower, or a skyscraper, or whatever.
Right. It's like your satellite dish or something. It's gotta be able to see it. Yeah. Okay.
So those, height is your friend, and to get extra juice on these repeater nodes, these dedicated repeater nodes, a solar panel and some extra batteries. So this is one that I actually have. It was donated to me right after Helene, and we use it to help improve signal here in my county. So that's actually my little workbench.
Nice.
And I was color coordinating my tools and put the rack.
Oh, of course you were. Yeah.
Rack Wireless is a brand name, like Chevy or Ford. Rack, RAK, is a brand name. Yeah. So that's the front solar panel, and then when you flip it over, you see that big white thing in the middle is the battery pack, and the little blue and white thing on the with the antenna is the node. Now that one I actually I got 2 of these. I brought one to Prepper Camp, and I didn't show
I remember that you put it up.
Yeah, so I have one just like this at Prepper Camp, and I put it up, and when I brought it back, I didn't turn it off. I left it in the box.
Uh-huh.
It's still up. When I checked last week, it was like at 83% battery.
Crazy.
Right?
Nice.
Like a month later. Because they just sip. I mean, that's a big battery. And they just sip the power.
It's cool how like do-it-yourself these are. It's like very much like Radio Shack land.
This is probably almost $300 because you bought it. It's all the fancy little waterproof connectors and that is an expensive little unit. But here's some examples of the one that is bottom center picture that has the black box with a little piece of solar panel on it and an antenna. That's just one that you can buy electric box from like Lowe's, a waterproof extra box, and what Amazon or wherever, eBay or something, get a little solar panel and make this. And that one is actually, I forget my computer has a touch screen now. That one's actually, you see the arrow pointing up into the tree. You can barely see the little antenna sticking down.
Yep.
That's that unit up in a tree.
Got you.
So you can get creative, and you could use this if you were search and rescue. You could take one of these and throw it up on top of a hill up in a tree, so the group that you were going with had good communication.
Yeah.
If you were going camping or like boating or hiking out, or hunting out in the wilderness, right?
Yeah.
You could take one of these with you and give communications for your group if you don't have cell phone signals.
That's very cool.
Yep. So you want to get creative. You can fly a kite. You can put one on a drone. I know, like the bottom left, there's one stuck in an airplane. I know there's planes flying over all the time where you get on the channel 19 channel, like the community channel,
right?
And people are like, "We're flying in from Atlanta," and does anybody? And they're just doing kind of like,
just checking to see like who's got me,
just kind of seeing how far they can get. And I know I've gotten Mar-a-Lago down in Florida.
Crazy.
There was a plane flying over Mar-a-Lago or near Mar-a-Lago.
Yeah.
And their position was right there.
That's
so
cool.
that had to be a plane probably hitting a couple mountaintops, getting out to me.
And then bouncing it again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bouncing it in. Mm-hmm. Which that's pretty amazing.
That is amazing. That's why I say, like, the more we put in between North Carolina and Texas, the better off we'll be.
Yeah. Okay. Now a little bit about setting these up. When you get your node, your little Meshtastic radio node, the very, 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 very first thing you're going to want to do is put the antenna on. If it's required to have an antenna, do not put power to the unit until you attach the antenna.
Oh, interesting.
The little circuit boards, just like the old-fashioned radios, are not very robust. So if you turn that on, and for whatever reason your node wants to broadcast a signal, like sending out a whatever, it'll fry your board. It asked me how I know. Okay, I'll tell you how I know.
You did.
Because I had a node like we saw in those pictures with a antenna that comes off. Well, I had a node in my Carhartt cargo pants, right, in the pocket.
Uh-huh.
And unbeknownst to me, the motion of just walking had unscrewed that antenna.
Oh.
So I went to take it out when I got back into the house, and the antenna of the thing was like, oh crap. So I tried, it wasn't working anymore.
Oh no.
So that was my little science project to see what I tore the whole thing apart. Just looked at all the components and tore it all apart. But and then I called the manufacturer and I said, you might want to think of put like that Loctite.
Yeah, Loctite, so, and put like a warning to people, like do not operate with that. Crazy.
If you have a removable antenna on your node, just check it every time. Like every time you put it in your pocket or your purse or whatever, your backpack, just make sure that the antenna's tight.
Give it a little spin.
Yeah, and you might want to put a little bit of Loctite on, just a little drop.
Fair. Yeah.
But yeah, so that's very important. So after you put the antenna on, you can connect it, because if you connect it to your computer, it's going to get power off the computer.
Oh yeah, so don't even. They typically
come with a cord that you'll be able to connect it to USB on your computer.
Okay.
So when you connect it to the computer, or you're connected to the wall to charge it, whatever, you're going to get power. That's why you have to have the antenna on.
Yeah.
So
that makes sense.
What you're going to want to do is make sure that the firmware is up to date. Just like on your computers and your phones, and you're going to want to make sure the firmware is up to date. So if you get it from like Amazon or eBay, definitely make sure the firmware is up to date. If you get it from like MusicWorks or Altavox, one of these like more not high end, but these guys that really do good job of putting them together. And, it's like the difference between the experience of going to a Mercedes dealer to pick up a car or going to the Chevy dealer or the Hyundai dealer to, when they do the hand over the keys and stuff.
Right.
There's a way different experience, right?
Dollar store versus like.
So typically, like I know Altavox, he actually, if you want, he'll put in a private channel for you and bump down the public channel. He'll do some customization for you if you tell him what you want before it actually leaves the shop. So if you get it from him, you don't have to go through this step. But if you're getting it from any mail order place that's not like a small cottage industry shop, you might want to you're going to want to go to this website, which is flasher.meshtastic.org. Now, the last slide has a whole bunch of websites, and this is in there. But so it's flasher.meshtastic.org, and it's through the meshtastic.org is the group that started, that's the foundation that started this whole Meshtastic thing. So what you'll do is you go there. On that left-hand side, you'll pick your device. When you hit that little green button, it has a pop-down screen. I showed an example at the bottom left where it's a pop-down. You'll just scroll down there. Like the one that you have, Sarah, is the Heltec V3. So you would click on Heltec VC.
Oh, okay.
And then you go over to the next one. You select your firmware version. So don't do the alpha because that's the bleeding cutting edge, which still could have some bugs that need to be worked out. Go to the newest beta version. So that's kind of like the newest tested, proven release, not this like experimental release that's still working out some kinks. Okay. So you'll select that one, and then you hit flash. Boom. When you hit that flash button on the right, it'll start sending the updated firmware to your node.
Got you.
As long as your node is plugged in with a cable to your computer. Yeah. So it starts sending that over. So good. Now you updated your node. While it might take a little bit, but while that's going through its paces to get it updated, make sure you go to your phone or your tablet, whatever you're going to use, go to whatever app store that you use, your Apple or your Play, your App Store or your Google Play Store, or like me, since I'm de-Googled, I have to go to like sideload it. I go to a different store. So download the app onto your phone.
Got it. Okay.
So now you have your firmware's updated, the app's updated on your phone. Let's see here. The F-Droid is what I use because if you have a de-Googled phone, use F-Droid. If you have a run-of-the-mill, like you have the Samsung phone that you got from AT&T or Verizon, just go to Google Play.
Okay.
Or if you have an iPhone, go to the App Store. So you're going to want to download the app. Okay, once you download the app, and you open the app on your phone, you'll see, it'll look something like this. On the left-hand side is Android. On the right-hand side is the iPhone screen.
Okay.
They're very similar, and actually this latest update that I got on the Android version brought it even closer to looking like what the Apple version looks like. These slides going forward are almost identical, but not 100% of what the latest version is. It changed since camp. So.
Yeah. I'm sure they're constantly updating it.
Yeah, but it's all the same. It's like getting in a car. You know how to drive the car. It's the same. But the icon pictures might have changed a little bit, or they might have added a little something here or there, but it's the same. So when you download, you'll download it, and you see across the bottom, there's like the little quote box, and then there's the two people, and then the little like a folded up map.
Oh, yep.
And then the signals, and then the little cloud with a checkbox, right? So those are the menus. So you click on if you click on the text box, that's where you're gonna see all the messages that come in. That's like your inbox on your email, right? And then if you click on the 2 people, that's where you're going to see all the nodes that are near you. And then the next one over is the map, and that's where you can see all the maps. And I'll show you these as we go into it. And then the next one over is, let's see. That one is like you'll see channels where you can add, and let's see. That's like where you can add your nodes and stuff in.
Okay.
So, but let's just keep. Okay. So if you click on the basically the settings, that cloud button, it gives you all these different
options,
menus, right?
Okay.
So the very first thing after you connect your well, we'll get to that. This just shows all the options. Okay. So what if you notice? There's 3 screens there, right? I had to scroll down on my phone because you don't see them all at one time.
Okay.
So I wanted to give you the knowledge of knowing that just that one screen is not all there are. And always, whenever you're in Meshtastic, always try to swipe up so you can, scroll through to make sure there's nothing else at the bottom. Because like I said, there's 3. There's I keep touching my screen. There's 3 screens here full of all different things that you can set on your node.
Okay.
And then when you get all the way down to the bottom, see there's ones where you can reboot and shut down those big green buttons.
Yeah.
So, okay. So to connect your node, you're going to want to go to the window, the cloud, and it gets you.
Yeah, and I got that part done with hooking it to the Bluetooth, and it gives you the digit, the pin.
Right. Yeah. And then you'll see the list of Bluetooth. You see, just like pairing like headsets and your car and stuff on your phone, you'll see the list of Meshtastic nodes in your area, and on your node it should say what it is. Like like the Meshtastic 700F, right? So you'll see that, and if you click on that, that's the one that you're.
Okay, and then you can change that name later, right?
Yes, yeah.
I didn't do that
but initially you have to pair your phone to your node,
right?
And you're going to take whatever the factory called that node.
Okay,
that's what you're looking. You see, like if you don't see it in the list, hit the scan button at the bottom. It'll do it'll scan and look for nodes near your phone, within Bluetooth range of your phone. Okay. And what I always suggest is only turn one node on at a time, right? So if you have 4 of them for your family, only turn one on at a time.
Yeah, so you can find it. Don't turn them all on.
Yeah, it'll make it easier to find, right?
Which one is it? Yeah, that makes sense.
So you get it connected. And so sometimes if you have a node that has a screen, it'll pop up with a PIN number. And you'll type that number into your phone's little pop-up screen, which is just like pairing anything else. If you don't have a screen, like the one that I carry, the little credit card one, the documentation that I got in the mail with that told me what the PIN number was. So either it'll show up on the screen, or you'll get documentation with your node to say what the default PIN is. And you could always change that, but to do the initial pairing, that's what it's going to be.
Okay.
Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do now is, when you're at the radio configuration menu, you're going to want to go to LoRa, the LoRa menu. And so if you click on that, on the right-hand side, you'll see the menu. Set the region. Halfway down that menu, you'll see region. If you click that little down arrow, it'll do a drop-down menu. Go to United States. Click on United States. If you're in Europe, then click wherever you are. Just click the one to where you're at. it's not by state, it's by country. Okay. So click your country. What that doing is it's Meshtastic has a small collection of radio frequencies they're allowed to use, and they're doled out by country. So that's telling your radio what frequency to use, what radio frequency. Like what radio frequency you turn your walkie-talkie to, right? That's basically what that's doing. But if you don't set your frequency, you're not going to be able to talk to anybody else, because it's not, it's like when you turn your car stereo on and it's on AM 88.6 or whatever that first channel is, and you just hear static, because you have to actually tune to a station that's broadcasting in range. Okay?
That makes sense.
Yeah. So the very first thing you need to do is connect the antenna, and then after you get the node fired up and uploaded and connected to your phone, the very next thing you're going to want to do is choose your frequency. Choose your regions, which will set your frequency.
Okay.
Okay. So now the next thing, like you were saying, you can change the name. It doesn't have to be Meshtastic 700F, which was one of the stock names that came on mine. You can go back into user. See on the left picture, the top one, it says, so if you click on that. Okay, hold on. Can you play a commercial or something for a second? Can you hold on 1 second?
Yeah.
I gotta take a call. 1 second.
Okay.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
All right.
I had a security camera go off.
No worries.
Oh my goodness.
That's the way it goes. That's the way it goes.
Did you hear my whole demeanor changed for a second?
I did. Yeah, like wait, and I'm like, it's got to be something very important. I love y'all,
but sometimes you just got to do what you got to do. So I'm back now.
Yes,
so
let's
go back to changing names. So if you go back to user, you click on that, you're getting a menu that looks like this. Up at the top left, you see it says your name. So there's a long name and a short name.
Okay. So it's basically like giving your device a nickname.
Yeah. So you see it says user. When you click on user, on the bottom middle, it says user configuration. And then there's a long name and a short name. I always set the long name first, because the short name auto-populates off the long name. Okay. Which isn't a big deal, because you can change the short name if you want. But stupid me, I learned the hard way. I set the short name first, Chin. It's 4. You only get to use 4 letters for the short name. Okay. So I type in Chin, and then I go up and I pick a long name for my node. Well, it keeps changing the bottom because it auto-pops. Okay. You have to set your long name first, and then you can go back and reset the short name to whatever you want. Okay. I think that the top one takes 12 or 18 characters, something like that. Whatever. It's a longer name you can type in, which is good. So like if you have Sarah Carr, Sarah Repeater, Solar Repeater, Sarah. Oh, yep. Or just one for Sarah, right? So you can, if you have multiple nodes, you can call them all out. Yeah. Yep. But just know that the short name is only allowed 4 characters. Okay. So you could do like SH-1 or SH1, SH2, whatever you want. Okay. So that's it. And then another very important thing that I learned the hard way is wherever you see, remember to hit the send button. Wherever you see a send button.
Don't forget.
Always hit that, because that's like hitting the enter button on your computer. Yeah. If you type that all in and then just click back, if you hit like the back escape or whatever on your keyboard, or the back button or something, it's not going to set that on your node.
And you have to do it all.
You were just typing stuff on your computer. It's not going on your phone. Gotcha. It's not being sent to the node until you hit the send button. When you hit send, it takes that information, that updated information, and Bluetooth sends it out to your node. Your node will accept it, and it'll reboot. Okay. and then it comes back online. So when you hit send, you're going to notice, oh, it disconnected. Well, it rebooted, and it automatically will come back online. So just give it a second. Okay, yeah, here we go with the long names and short names. But
okay.
Yeah, you see like mine. This is literally my phone screen. See, it says Meshtastic 700F, and then I changed it to Chin Card. And I usually, and the long name, I usually keep the factory name in there.
So you don't forget it.
Yeah. And then I gave a short name just for, has meaning to me what the short name is. But
easier to find on your list.
I have so many. I can't just call each node Chin because I have so many nodes. Okay. So that's just, and actually this is like 2 versions ago of the software on my phone. This was the one before camp, and now there's one newer than this on my phone from after camp. So, okay. So channel names, if you want to add a channel, go back to the radio configuration menu, click on channels. That'll open up the screen in the middle. And if you hit the little plus button at the bottom, it'll bring up a pop-up bar, a pop-up menu, which is what you see on the right. And that's where you can type in, like, whatever, Hathaway or Knees Not Nuts, right? So you can have your own repeater. And that your own channel, you can have your own channel. So you type in a name that you want to call your channel, family channel, neighborhood watch channel, whatever. And then you see right underneath it, there's a little code.
Yeah.
So that's your security key. That's your security code. So the default open to the public is AQ ==. So that's like the standard key that everybody, it's like the master key that everybody has in the world, right?
Yep. And then they can put that into their system.
Correct. But what you want to do is you want to see that little circular arrow button on the right hand side of that window, that bar. Click on that. If you're making your own private, so you have, let's say, neighborhood watch. You have neighborhood watch. You type neighborhood watch for the name of the channel, and then you click on the
circle button.
Click on the circle. It'll automatically make a brand new key. Now that key is a private key. That key is only known to the people you share it with.
Okay, so then they can't just get into you. They got to have that special key to be able to get in.
Right, exactly.
Okay.
So when you make your own custom channels, you're going to want to give it a name and then hit the refresh button and get a brand. I mean, you could type in your own key if you wanted to, but no sense. And then you see there's a save button, so always make sure to hit that save button.
Okay.
Or save or send. You're going to always want to hit that. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And you see what happened. It gave on that.
It even makes a little QR code and everything.
Huge, long.
Cool.
Well, no, on the left-hand side, you see now instead of just saying AQ ==, it has this huge, long key. Yeah. And then you see the 0 is channel 19, we'll say, the open public long fast channel. And then the new private channel is the one we just made, which is a private channel.
Okay.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that you want to do is always make sure that you put a private channel in that 0 spot, in that very top spot, because that's what tells your node how to share, like personal data, like location, stuff like that.
Okay.
So if you have that public default channel as your primary channel, the 0 channel,
it's going to show everyone where you are.
Yeah, if you have locations turned on, it'll share it out to everybody that can get that channel. If you have like one of your custom private channels in that 0 location, the very top slot, then you can only people that you share the channel with will get it. And as long as the public long fast channel is down from the very top slot, you can shut off the sharing of the location, and nobody in the open public general public is going to see, like, if you decide to share locations and stuff.
Yeah, which with your family group, that's one thing. You want to know maybe where each other are,
Yeah.
Because I hate to do like a tracker on Christian's cell phone, but there's times when it'd be like, man, it'd be real nice to know, like, what, Yeah.
Yeah. Or the other, so here's like, if you do it with like a hunt club, and you all go, like, if you have leased land and they have locations where everybody goes to, stands that everybody goes to.
Yep.
And you're going to want to know who's where, so you don't get like friendly fire,
Right. Or even
a
hiking,
proper lease would be set up so nobody would be able to shoot at each other. But even so, you'll know where people are, and you can set how often that sends the signal out, the location out. So, I mean, you can set it to every 30 minutes, or you can set it to every minute, whatever,
Right.
You can get almost a live tracking of, which is really for safety, or, if you guys are hiking or, out, in Disney World or whatever, you could do this.
Yeah. Even at like some of the high school football games and stuff.
Yeah. Exactly. So, and then if you want to share, your channels, if you see on the right hand side, there's a little green check boxes. Oops. Oh, I touched my screen.
You touched it again.
Yeah. You see the right hand side, there's a little green check boxes. Yep. Anyone that has a green check in it is going to be shared with that QR code. So, like, what I did for Prepper Camp is I deselected all my private channels and only left Prepper Camp channel with the little green checkbox.
Yep, and then that
QR code. So the QR code was only sharing that Prepper Camp channel.
Love that. Okay, makes sense.
So then
so I can have like a Changing Earth channel, and only my Changing Earth fans can know.
Yeah. And so the recipient, and you can screen print what I just screen printed on my phone, and then I copied it and, put it in a little Word document and printed it out.
Yeah.
So it's not, it's not size. You can change the size or whatever. So what I would do is screen print if you had like a neighborhood watch one. And if you were going around to your neighbors and say, hey, here's some Meshtastic here, I would do a screen print of the neighborhood watch, only neighborhood watch. Mm-hmm. And just save that in your photo albums. And then pull that up and say, here, just scan this. Boink. And that'll add it to their Meshtastic.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Another key thing is when the recipient is adding new channels to their list. So if Sarah, you have the Changing Earth channel, and then I come over and I scan your phone. On my phone, it's going to say, do I want to add or do I want to replace? If you hit replace, it's going to clear out all the channels I had originally. And only put the channels that are associated with that QR code.
Oh my gosh.
So always make sure you hit add. But the workaround that is get used to doing a QR code, doing a screenshot of all your standard channels. So like your everyday carry channels, do a screenshot and save that.
Okay.
So if you ever mistakenly wipe out all your channels, you just have to go back and take a scan of that QR code and it'll repopulate.
Is this speaking from experience?
Yeah. See, this class is all about like 2 years of mistakes that I've made that you guys don't have to make.
Love it.
So, yep. So that's the cool thing you could do. You can also, the little at the bottom, there's the little URL, the
link,
address.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hit the little copy symbol, it'll copy that whole URL code, and you could email that to people, whatever.
That's cool.
And if they click on that and they have Meshtastic installed on their phone, it'll automatically open their app and it'll ask, if they want to add or replace, whatever.
Gotcha.
So there's two ways to share, either the website address or the QR code.
QR code.
Okay, the thing about people always ask, well, how far can they go? Well, yeah, kind of. It depends. I know with mine, it's similar to my GMRS walkie-talkie. Okay. So I can get between a half a mile to about 5 miles with my walkie-talkie. And so my node, unassisted, point to point, without doing repeater hops, I can, depending on terrain and like trees and buildings and stuff, I can get between like a half mile to about 5 miles. Now, if I'm top of a mountain, I can get a lot of miles right to the next mountain range. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of curious if it would go further here.
But this is actually a screenshot.
Yeah.
And so, like, there's 172 miles on 7 hops.
Yeah.
172 miles. And that on the left-hand side, that's actually,
and
when
that's
you hit the little map icon, that's a picture of nodes that were popped up that I could see from my house.
And that's working without the internet, right? Like, if the internet shut down, you could still see them. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It's just using a radio service.
Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Now, it all depends. It's line of sight. So if you have if you're standing on the beach and there's a boat out in the ocean, you're going to get good line of sight, right?
Right.
If you're staying at the beach and you're trying to get inland, there might be a town or a city between you and like a campground. Let's just, we used to go camping right? Yeah. So the campground might be inland because it's cheaper than staying at the beach, right? But you drive 45 minutes to get to the beach, right? Well, you might not get back to the camper.
Right.
Without some repeaters in between you and the camper.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, so the map is pretty cool too. If you click on just like Google Maps.
Oh yeah, it had some great maps.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could choose like the standard like street map. You could do a topo map.
Right.
You could do a satellite map. So this is the exact same location. One is like the street map and one's the topo map, and that's. I was not at my house when I did this, but this was screen prints off my phone.
Like I use the topo maps for research and for my books and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And the topo maps
there's several different topo maps. See?
Yeah. I did like that feature.
Yeah. Okay. There's more. I mean, this is just another bigger picture of the nodes that you can see all over the place. Now, I mean, I am probably a little north. I'm in North Carolina, north of the Greenville, right? So it's kind of where Prepper Camp was, right? So you could see all the ones that we're getting. And because it's a lot of it's probably because of the one on Mount Mitchell, which is the MM8H.
Okay, those are the actual repeaters.
That MM is Mount Mitchell. The 8H, when this screenshot was taken, it was 8 hours ago that my node had seen that. Like the RAK1, the RAK1, 1H, so 1 hour ago, or the FB2H, 2 hours ago.
Got you.
That's just the time. It's their little shorthand.
How would somebody else?
It's a short name for the node, and then the time lapse between when your node saw it or not.
Got you.
And then, like, you see the circles with the numbers in them. So, like the 6, there's 6 nodes inside. So if you zoom in, you'll start seeing all the individual ones.
Okay. And so those could be nodes or somebody, like those could be repeaters or somebody's actual node.
Like that MM I know is the Mount Mitchell repeater.
Right. Yeah. And so then if it was pinging you, like if somebody was out hiking or whatever, you could see like I saw, Christian's node here an hour ago. So that's where we're going to start.
Yeah, like an hour ago. Right. Mm-hmm. So like for search and rescue, you could say, well, we know 30 minutes ago this person was at this location. If you go to that location and they're not there, well, at least it shortens the window,
absolutely.
The window of where you're looking.
Yeah. Oh, also like grid down situation too. You can see like your team. If everybody was on that, you could see like if you're
just think about if this was zoomed in. So like I said, like a hunting lease, which is so where all these people are.
Yeah.
So if I'm, let's just say, if I'm in the 6th location, I probably don't want to shoot directly, like east southeast of me, because I might hit number 2.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you don't want to hit number 2.
No. Yeah. It's a mess.
That's a mess.
Especially if it hits the fan.
You're right.
Okay. So the next thing you're going to want to do, until you get a comfort level on what you're doing, I would always go into position and hit disable.
Okay.
Out of the box, it comes position enabled. So very first thing you want to do is just disable your location sharing.
Okay.
And then start getting used to using it, and then you can start turning them on by channel. Each channel can turn on or off location sharing.
Okay.
So just go ahead and say disable, and then go in after you start making some custom channels and start enabling them.
Okay.
Because if you forget, you're broadcasting.
Yeah, mine is broadcasting right now. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not on, and it's not the right firmware, but I never knew that. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so when we were talking about hops.
Yes.
A hop is the number of radios that are allowed to repeat your message until you want it to end.
Okay.
And that's all done to help traffic congestion, right? If you just say infinity hops for everything, it just will like kill the network, because it's just bing, 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 the room full of ping pong balls.
Mm-hmm.
So if you set it out of the box, it's set to 3 hops. And what 3 hops means, it takes you're the one on the left here, and it goes 1 hop, 2 hop, 3 hop. And that very last one will send it one more time. So 0 hop. So hopefully the 0 hop person is the desired recipient of the message. Okay.
Yeah.
So really, if you set it to 3, it's going out 4 radiuses past you, right? 4 users.
Okay.
So that's just what hop means. So they say to do it 3. I know, and if your area doesn't have a lot of, when you turn it on, you don't see a lot of nodes, and there's not a lot of people using it yet. I have mine. I had mine at 7. Now that I'm seeing more users, I backed it down to 5.
Okay.
If it gets really, like if you're in a large town or city and there's a lot of people using it, maybe put it down to 3. You know what I mean?
What happens if they just not get the message? And how do you know if they didn't get the message?
You'll know. So,
okay.
I think, let's see if I probably have a screen for that. I'll show you.
Okay.
So when we're talking about hops, you can set your max hop.
Okay.
And to do that, you go into the LoRa menu again. And if you see, it says hop limit. You see, this is where you set your regions, the U.S.
Yep.
And it also says hop limit. So
set
it to 7 or 5 or 3, whatever.
Okay.
It's kind of like not really, but if you think of like on your radios, you have the squelch button.
Yeah.
And like if you're getting a lot of just crap and low signals, you turn the squelch up a little bit to drown those out, to keep, so it's not like making all the noise and stuff on your radio. And then if you're out in the middle of nowhere, you turn the squelch all the way down to 0, because you want to get as many signals as you can.
Okay.
It's kind of like that. And what do I say? Hit the send button.
Hit the send button.
Always remember, whenever you make a change, if there's a send or a save little button at the bottom, hit it, hit it, hit it, hit it. Okay. Now, that's let's see. Wonder where. 1 second. So these are some cool tricks that I've kind of learned over the couple of years of doing it. If you, like I said, always scroll down to see if there's more than what you're seeing in front of you on the screen, right? Because there's usually a lot more to the menu than just what you can see on the screen at that one time. So scroll all the way down. You see those green buttons at the bottom?
Yeah.
Reboot. If you just want to, sometimes it's good to reboot your phone or reboot your computer. Sometimes if it hasn't, like once you get these nodes set up, there's really not a reason to reboot them. Yeah, I mean, you probably will not be rebooting them that often, just naturally, organically. Gotcha. But every once in a while, it just kind of clears them out and makes them run smoother, just like your phone and your computer. If you just shut it off once in a while or reboot it once in a while. So hit that reboot every once in a while. Okay. The other thing, see the shutdown button? A lot of these nodes don't have like an on-off switch. They have like 2 or 3 buttons. Like your node has a couple different size buttons on them. And one button, if you short press it, it does one thing. If you push and hold it, it does another thing. And I can't remember which does what.
I don't know what they do. I just press them a lot.
But if you're looking at this, if you want to change the antenna, like you got a new antenna, you want to put a new antenna on, and you don't want to fry your node, go to the menu on your phone, scroll down, and hit the shutdown, and then watch your node and make sure all the lights will flash a couple times and then go off.
Okay,
your screen will off, everything. Just so that's the nice thing about that shutdown button is that you shut it down. Some of these nodes that I really like have an actual on-off like slider.
Yeah, that it's a click back and forth.
Yeah, and I just like that. That's really how it should be. Right. But I guess then it's saving money. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like, if you were going to give a node away that you've used, you were going to want to hit the factory reset. Or like if you're going to sell it, like resell it, or give it to somebody that give it to a neighbor or something, but you've already used, like you got a new one and the old one you're not going to use, but you're just going to re-gift or something. Do a factory reset and then set it up fresh for them, just so they don't get any of your channels and any of your old messages and stuff like that. And then the last thing down there, the node DB reset, that's all the where's the map? Here. So all these nodes, the node database, node DB database, what it'll do is it'll just delete all those nodes that it has in its little memory bank. And a good use of that node DB database reset is like if you go on a road, like when you came out to prepper camp, you're collecting nodes the whole way up and the whole way down.
Oh yeah, yep.
But they're not nodes that are going to be useful to you unless you're in the area where they were, right?
Right. Yeah. So why have them all saved?
So when you get home, doing node database reset, boom, it'll just freshly start repopulating the nodes that it sees in your area. So when you look at the map, you know that those are ones that you're seeing while you're home. I do this like when I go to see family in Charleston. When I get back home, I hit the node database reset because I don't want to think that I'm seeing what Charleston's seeing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, that makes sense.
Yeah, so that's the reason to use that.
Yep.
Okay, so this is another thing that I've learned. This was a fresh slide for this year that wasn't on the last year's. Is really the most important thing about Meshtastic nodes are the people. Getting other people involved and getting other people to get a node and keep it charged and have it active in your area creates the mesh node, and it makes it bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. That's what I'm having a challenge with now, because my goal is to get my whole county connected, So everybody could text back and forth. So I could be in town. Like I could talk on my walkie-talkie with my wife because there's the repeater between us, and I use that repeater. But I'm still having problems with Meshtastic getting that same distance because there's not enough nodes between me and her to actually make it work. And there's enough mountains that shadow between me and some of the repeaters when I'm on the road. You know what I mean?
Yep, absolutely.
So I can't guarantee that I'm going to get a message from town home. You had asked about
how do they know? How do you know if it got
how
there
do you know? Let's see if I can find a screenshot. No. So when you're looking at message, when you're looking at the screen, I don't have a screenshot. So when you're looking at the message screen, remember I said that little the text box message on the left-hand picture, the bottom button on the left, the little text box. When you're clicked on that and it shows all the messages on the right-hand side of each message, it'll have like a little has a couple different little icons that could be there. If it has a cloud with a checkbox in it, it means it went out to at least hit another node.
Okay.
So like if you're sending a group message, you know that it went out to at least one node in that group saw it and acknowledged the message. If you get the cloud with a line through it, it means it went out, but it never saw another node.
Okay.
And if you're sending a direct message like me to you, and it has a little person with a checkbox in it, that means it actually got to you.
Okay.
It got to the intent.
So it can read whether
depending on like if you're doing direct messages, you're going to you'll see it'll go out. If it sees another node, you'll get a cloud with a check, and they wait a little longer, and then it'll either be a cloud with a line that it didn't get to the desired recipient, or it'll change over to a person with a check. That means it got to the person that you were trying to send.
So it's kind of showing you the progress along the way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's three different icons, and it kind of gives you a status of the message.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Well, I'm feeling way better. I think I can actually attack this thing now and
then here. So this is important. You got if you have one, you can use it around your property. You can use it when you go like at the campground, whatever, or most of those. If you're in I know Lowe's, I don't know what Lowe's. I swear screws with cell signals, so you can't price shop, right? Because you'll pull it up and try to go to Amazon and check a price to see how Lowe's is compared to Home Depot. You're trying to get on the internet, and you don't have a signal. It happens all the time, at least at ours. And but
crazy.
Rhonda and I, if she's in gardening and I'm in lumber or whatever, we can still Meshtastic send messages back and forth, even without a signal. So that's really useful. We use that all the time. But you got to get a group of people involved. Start with your family, and then your neighbors, and then your, whatever,
your
little county
team.
or your town, or work out from there.
Yeah. You have a CERT team, something like that.
Yep. CERT team. Go to the schools, like middle school, high school, go to community colleges or regular colleges, go to clubs, like ham clubs, drop in on like the police and the sheriff or the sheriff, see if they're interested in trying to get out to like civil. I mean, like if you have scouting groups or whatever kind of clubs.
Yep. Makes sense. Churches.
Yep. Church. It would be perfect for churches because they could each of the neighborhoods that has.
Yeah.
The church, like I've been trying to get my mom's church to put one in their steeple. Because most everybody could get a message.
Yep.
Right?
No lies. They have like the highest. Yeah. I like that.
Okay. So this screen now, Sarah, the file that you have, the PowerPoint, has this.
Okay.
But people could see there's a whole list of all the nodes that I showed, the little Meshtastic radio nodes that I showed in this. There's the website addresses to get to them there, and then meshtastic.org, its site, and then the flasher to download the firmware. That site's so you can. Those are some good websites to go to. Rockland.com is like the Radio Shack.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Stuff.
That's what I was saying. Like, where is the Radio Shack, man?
Yeah, it's Rockland. Rockland, they're out of Florida.
Okay.
They're awesome. They're the ones that hooked me up on getting those solar repeaters. Yeah, they're great. Good people.
That is cool.
Mm-hmm.
Those are nice, too.
Yeah.
Okay. Rockland.com. I'll put that up for everybody.
Yeah.
In the
so MusiWorks,
Flasher,
Altavox, and Rockland.
Okay.
Those are the ones. Yep.
Okay.
And that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's enough to let you know what questions you want to ask, right?
Yeah.
Because you'll probably not remember it. You could take the slideshow and maybe walk yourself through, but at least you'll know when you, like I learned this all through YouTube videos, right? So at least you'll know what you don't know, and you'll know what you're trying to learn by watching that slideshow. Yeah.
Yeah. Very cool, man. I feel so much like I'm way more confident about it. Plus, I'm glad you heads up me on the location thing. Because I bet whenever mine's been on and it was actually like good, I'm sure I was just broadcasting my location.
Yeah.
Here I am.
And you won't know that, right? You don't know that.
Right. So. I've seen a bunch down in, of course, Dallas, but I was getting stuff all the way to Houston. That's why I was curious, what was going on with that. So
probably, and you got the airport there, the international Dallas airport. So people flying up in a plane.
Yep, and we even have a local signals, one too.
Yeah, people are bouncing through there.
Local airport as well.
Yep.
Alrighty, Chen. Well, thank you so much for throwing out your notes and doing the full class, because I feel much more confident in how to use my node. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to get the boys' nodes. So that we can all synchronize.
Yeah. Tell them to watch the show.
Right?
Watch those notes. Yeah.
Yeah, we got some good polls right by our house. Yep. And we're actually one of the highest hills in the town that I live in. We're on like the highest hill. So
do businesses, if your friends, like any of your friends, it'd be worth putting a note up and giving them a note. You know what I mean? Like, tell the business over here's a note. This is what and you might want to look into, I'll help you set up more if you want to get more for your family or for your staff.
Yeah, fair.
Because I'm in some clubs and stuff, and I'm like, we were at the building where the club, and I said, so what happens if the phones go down? Like, how you got, what if the cell phones go down? And,
how do you communicate with your people?
How are you going to, so like I left the walkie-talkie with them because I have a few, and I said, here, take this, experiment with it. See how take it home, see if it works from your house, and we'll get you set up. So, you got to build those networks. And the tech is cool, but the people-to-people networks are what's really most important.
What drives it. And the tech seems easy enough. And it's multi-platform.
Yeah, so it doesn't matter what kind of phone that they like.
Yeah, because the radios, I'm like, oh no, I'm going to have to take so much time learning so much stuff, and I just don't have
I'm telling you, the walkie-talkies.
Yeah.
I really, the walkie-talkies, well, I'm blessed with some really good repeaters that like clubs and stuff I put up. So my walkie-talkie works much better than my Meshtastic, only because I don't have enough Meshtastic notes up yet.
I'm sure it would in Texas as well. I'm sure there's tons of. Ro talks about it, so, and that's why I hooked you guys up, because I was like, okay, you live much closer to me and know about.
But I would have all three. I have cell phone, Meshtastic, and GMRS. Those three should cover most anything.
It makes sense.
Yeah, at least for a local, regional and stuff, you're going to have ham, but for local stuff.
Yeah. Very good. Alrighty, well, let's get out of here. Thanks everybody for joining us tonight. Happy to see you and happy to have you in the chat and everything. If anybody has any more questions at all for Chen regarding mesh, we'll hang out for one more second. But if everybody's kind of feeling good like I am about it, that was a great presentation. I do. I feel much more confident.
You got to go play with it. I mean, you just got to play with it.
Yep. Alrighty, well, it looks like we're good. So until next time, remember, dream,
survive,
thrive. Oh, okay. We lied. What's the startup price on it? Like a unit like mine.
So like yours is probably, I don't know, $45 or so.
Okay. And then you were saying that one repeater that's like super nice is like $300.
Okay, so I lied, but yours is like $65 to $75.
Okay.
Mine, the little credit card one, is $40.
Okay.
But you know what's coming up real soon is Black Friday.
Fair.
And that's a great time to pick up tech, whether it be radios or Meshtastic or go to all the sites that I show in my little list of websites and get on their mailing lists. And they'll send you they'll send you like the MusiWorks and the Altavox and the Rockland. They'll send you sales announcements.
Yep. Yeah, I've been told the same thing for like Duluth Trading Company and all those because they have great.
Those crack dealers, Duluth, man.
Oh man.
Brock we have so much their Duluth stuff. This stuff is great. It's like Carhartt
for the summertime. Yeah.
But they're crack dealers. They're always sending us sales.
Yep. You gotta get it. Alrighty. It's just gotta be done. Yeah. Alrighty, guys. We're out of here. Until next time, remember, dream,
survive,
thrive.
Thank you for listening to the Changing Earth podcast. Please take a moment to like, subscribe, and leave a comment or a review. Help make the Changing Earth world go around by purchasing the Changing Earth novel series at Amazon.com or get your signed copies at ChangingEarthSeries.com. Get your Changing Earth gear and become a paid subscriber for extra goodies at ChangingEarthSeries.com.